signing agent versus mobile notary. Which one makes the most money? How do you become certified? What's the difference? What is all of this all about? So let me talk to you about it. So let's start with getting your commission. So remember, y'all, I'm in the state of Texas, so this applies to Texas. Now, it may also apply to some of the other states that you're in, but you'll want to verify that. So the state of Texas, you do have to get commission directly through the Secretary of State. Very simple in the state of Texas. You just fill out an application, you pay your fee, and you're going to get commissioned. Now, once you're commissioned, you have to decide, do I strictly want to do notary work in an office somewhere, like people are coming to you? Is that the goal? Now, if that's the case in the state of Texas, you have a maximum, a cap on what you can charge. You're not going to make a lot of money doing that, unfortunately. So if you have the option and you have the ability to become mobile, then my suggestion is to at the very least become a mobile notary and really put that commission to use, right? Make the most money out of that notary stamp. The best way to do that is to get your commission. You do need some type of training at the very least, is to learn how to fill out a notary acknowledgement, how to use your stamp, how to identify people, all the things that you're going to need to be aware of in order to be able to acknowledge a document and acknowledge it properly. Very simple to learn. You can learn it very quickly, but you do need to learn how to do that and do it properly. Now, what's the difference between that and a signing agent? Well, again, it's really a matter of certification. With a signing agent, still need to get your commission, but with a specific certification that you can get through the National Notary Association online, you will get a certification that states that you are able to complete loan signings. Now, the reason that you need that certification is because generally most companies and title companies want to know that you've had your background check done, which the National Notary Association will do, once you pay that fee. You also have to take a test just to acknowledge and to confirm that you have sufficient knowledge and skills to be able to perform a loan signing. So the National Notary Association has a specific book. They have all the rules and regulations and protocol when it comes to becoming a loan signing agent. And they want you to follow those specific rules as you go out and you perform these loan signings. So when you have that certification and you present that in your profiles and to anyone that's going to hire you to do a loan signing, that tells them that number one, you've taken the test, and number two, you've passed the background screening. So that's the major difference when it comes to the logistics, right? To the technical part of becoming a signing agent or becoming a mobile notary. You still have to have the commission. The signing agent just requires an additional certification. Now, when it comes to money, as a signing agent, generally you are printing out documents for that real estate transaction, whether it's a purchase, someone's buying a property, a seller who's selling their property, maybe doing a refinance, a home equity loan, anything like that will generally require you to print the documents as a signing agent. You take those documents to your location where you're meeting your signers. They sign everything, you walk them through every single document, you give them a general summary, you making sure they're signing in the right place, they're dating when they're supposed to date, all of those little things that you have to do during a loan signing. After they've signed everything, you generally will have to scan back to the title company or the signing agency that hired you, and then you will ship the documents. Now, they do provide the label, so you don't have to pay for that yourself. But that is basically a loan signing transaction, and that's the job that you will be hired to do as a certified signing agent. Now, with the general notary work, that's something signing agent can do, but also a mobile notary. I love general notary work. That's when you get all those quickies. You're performing just affidavits, maybe a will, maybe a power of attorney, travel forms, I-9 forms, so many different types of generally 1 to 3 documents. You're in and out very quickly within 15 minutes. You get paid on the spot, whereas the signing agent generally will not be paid for 30 to 45 to 60 days, depending on the payment policies of that specific signing company or title company or lender, whoever's hired you. So their payment policies generally are going to go out 30 to 45 days, most. So when you're doing the general notary work, you're going to get paid right then and there on the spot. Now, signing agents, when they receive payment 30, 45, 60 days out, they're generally getting either direct deposit, maybe they're mailing you a check, or they're emailing you a check, which you can print and deposit into your account, which is great, right? You're working now to receive payment later. This is a great system. You're, building up money in that pipeline for later. Now, with general notary work, as you get paid right then and there on the spot, you're going to make somewhere between, so I don't leave the house for less than $50. Now, if it's after 8 o'clock at night, I'm already in my PJs, maybe I've already even taken off my face. If I have to do all that again, that's additional cost, right? Especially if it's like urgent, they need it in the next 30 minutes to an hour. So anything, holidays, or maybe you're traveling a very long distance, or maybe you're having to print documents and take them with you for the client because they don't have a printer at home. Anything like that, you can charge additional fees for. Now, remember, I'm in the state of Texas. So there are no caps on what we can charge as a mobile notary as long as the other party agrees to it. So that means the notary and the client have agreed to $100, $200, $300, whatever that fee is for that service. And if both are in agreement, the notary and the client, you can charge that. It is legal in the state of Texas. So I don't charge based on stamps. As a matter of fact, I don't even take that into consideration. What I take into consideration when I'm doing my quickies or my general notary work is how far am I traveling, the time of day. Am I traveling, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon during rush hour across town? Or am I traveling at night when it's hard to see the numbers on the house? It's much easier to get lost at night. All the different factors. Do I have to print anything? Am I going into a hospital where I have to park and then locate the room, which could be, traveling through several elevators, several wings of the hospital? How much time does that consume? So for me, it's all about time consumption, my knowledge. Just look at all of it, right? Look at everything that it's going to take to be able to complete that service for the client, and that's how I determine what I charge. But again, I don't leave my house for less than $50. I mean, that's just what I charge. And yes, sometimes clients can't afford me, but that doesn't mean that I charge too much. It just means that it's outside of their budget. Just like I don't necessarily want to go out and spend $2,000 on a bag. Not that it's not worth it, it's just that it may be outside of my budget. So that's how you have to think. You have to put a value on your time, on your service, on your knowledge, and that's how you will charge. So again, signing agent has some cost involved. You have to print documents, you're going to scan documents, and then you have to drive to ship everything. So you have to take that into consideration. So loan signings usually will tend to take a lot more time because you're going through a stack of documents. It could be, 100 documents. It could be 300 documents, especially if it's a reverse mortgage, which I prefer not to do. And if you ever register for one of my classes, I'll go into more detail as to why I prefer not to do those. But for now, I want you to understand that as a general notary work, mobile notary person, there's really no cost involved up front other than you just taking your stamp and driving to their location. Whereas signing agent, you're going to have that upfront fee of using your paper, using ink, and then possibly paying for valet, paying for parking somewhere, and then scanning. So you've got to have your printer scanner set up and be able to do that. And you've got to have time to do that between your next appointment. So all of that needs to be taken into consideration, where signing agent, loan signing may take you 45 minutes to an hour as a new notary. General notary work may only take you 15, 20 minutes, sometimes less than 5 minutes. And you're going to make about the same amount of money. Most signings in the state of Texas, especially here in the Houston area, they're only going to pay you about $100. And that's going to take you 45 minutes, and you have to print 100, 200, 300 pages. Whereas general notary work, you're going to do much less work. There's no cost up front to you, and you're going to charge about the same amount of money. So now you tell me in the comments, what would you prefer? To become a signing agent or do general notary work as a mobile notary? Now, not to say that you can't do both, because they each supplement each other, they complement each other. And when you're doing loan signings, it's going to give you an opportunity to meet people who then could use your notary services at a later date. So you tell me in your comments if what you think, how you feel about becoming a signing agent, or maybe just doing mobile notary work. Let me know your thoughts.